Hello everyone, I'm so happy to be here in another video, and today I have a very special guest, my dear friend Priscilla, also known as Gastronomica on social media and YouTube. And also she is a holistic nutritionist specialized in hormones. She actually helped me recover my period after I had amenorrhea, and I also went through a time after I had amenorrhea where my period was very irregular, and she helped me get my period regular. So I invited her today so she can share some very valuable information with me and with all of you. So yeah. I'm so happy. Yes, I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you. I love being here. I love being here. Sorry for my accent.
No.
It's very strong.
She's coming all the way from Mexico City, you guys, to film this video here.
So I hope you find it useful. We're going to talk about amenorrhea.
Yes.
It's something so common nowadays in women who are in their fertile years.
Yes.
And we're talking about secondary amenorrhea, which is different than primary, which is when you never get your period, when you're like 18 and you haven't had your period.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about secondary amenorrhea, which happens after 3 months or 3 cycles of not getting your period.
Okay.
And that is actually diagnosed as amenorrhea. So we're going to talk about the main causes, which are related to your diet, your body weight, stress, and exercise.
Yeah.
These are the main factors when a girl happens to have, any woman, amenorrhea.
Yeah.
Of course, there are other pathologies related, which can be PCOS, thyroid problems, or something related to your hyperlactin. Maybe you have a tumor in your pituitary gland. So that's a very different thing.
Yeah.
We're going to focus mostly in things related to your lifestyle. Which is the most common. And anyways, I do recommend women to get a hormone panel just to know what's going on. Because sometimes you don't know, maybe you think, oh, maybe it's my diet, but maybe you do have hyperlactin. And then that's the cause. So always getting tested is very useful. So diet. Diet is number one. You probably can relate to this topic.
I went through it. So the time when I had amenorrhea, it was after my 25-day water fast, which after years, I really do not recommend for anyone to do this unless you're like really sick and you're like see someone that's very specialized. It's not something to just be like, oh, I'm gonna do a water fast. Like, no, this can have negative effects on, especially on hormones. And I saw it in myself because after I did the 25-day water fast, that's when I had amenorrhea, which means that I lost my period for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And then when I switched to a vegan diet and I started to include more fats into my diet and more legumes and things like this, I got my period back, but it was irregular. Mm-hmm. Like most of the time it was irregular. Also, I had a lot of stress. I've seen how diet has influenced my period along the years, and she helped me, get my period back with the things that we're going to talk about in this video. Yeah. And this was still when I was following a 100% plant-based diet at the beginning of 2018. And that's when I got my period back. Every single month I was having my period. And now that I have like a more balanced diet, I feel like my period is even more regular. Mm-hmm. So diet definitely has a big influence. This doesn't mean that you can't have, like if you are 100% plant-based, means that you won't have a regular period, not at all.
You can totally get your period being vegan or like plant-based. It's not so much what you're eating, or it's about how much you're eating.
Yes.
Because the problem is that sometimes you are following maybe like a very low-fat diet. Fat is so essential for hormones. Cholesterol is a precursor for all of our sexual hormones. So progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, all of them need cholesterol. So it's very important for you to eat fat. Either you eat fat from animal protein or you eat fat from like plants. It doesn't matter as long as you're having enough fat in your diet. Yeah. So fat is essential for amenorrhea, and also the calories. It's very common to get amenorrhea on a very low calorie diet. Regardless of you being underweight or overweight, just the fact of cutting calories can make a woman develop amenorrhea.
Yes.
So that's a big factor.
Yeah, and that's what I'm gonna just share what happened to me. Once I started tracking my calories and actually making sure that I was eating like the calories that I needed to eat, at first I thought it was like a lot of food, and I realized that without even like knowing it, I wasn't eating enough. And so at the beginning, it's really important to eat like the amount of calories that you, like your body needs not only to like function, but also to produce the hormones.
Of course, because your body isn't like this level where I'm like, okay, I'm barely functioning, right?
Yeah.
And then we put the stress from like life in general, and then also the stress from exercise.
Yeah.
It's like too much for your body. So
Yeah.
before, doctors used to think that exercising was a problem.
Yeah.
But it's not really the exercise. It's not eating enough to compensate that calories burn.
Yeah.
So it's so important to just eat enough, and also not being underweight, because body fat does have an impact.
Yeah,
also in
body
amenorrhea.
fat. Yes,
Yeah.
because maybe some women are like, they're eating enough, but then they're like exercising a lot, so they have very low body fat. But then that's why they don't have a period.
Exactly.
Maybe they're like, you know, competing or weight training or something like that. And
We have something called the HPO axis, and that's your hypothalamic pituitary ovarian axis, and
Okay.
it's just a feedback loop that comes from your hypothalamus to your ovaries. So
Okay.
your hypothalamus sends the message to your ovaries to produce estrogen or progesterone.
Wow.
But it responds to all of your environment. So if there's a lot of stress, it's gonna block it. Even eating less than what you need, it's a stress for the body.
Yeah, and also like just being stressed in general.
Yeah, in
That's
general.
another reason why.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that was a factor with her. I remember telling you, like, you need to like slow down in life because you were so busy all the time and traveling so much.
Yeah,
And
travel.
travel can also interrupt your cycles. So it's just a matter of like balancing everything in your life, you know, like
Yeah.
mental, emotional, physical. Because your body is wise, and especially women's body, I think it's like there's a special wisdom there. And that
Yes,
we
for
really
sure.
need to honor that. And if
Yes.
it's telling you by blocking your cycle that something's not right, it's for you to listen and to do
Yeah.
something different.
Yes.
Because it's talking to you. And it's now considered a vital sign in
Yeah.
women's health, your cycle. So if you're not getting a cycle, if you're super irregular, if you have a lot of cramps, it's a
Yes.
way of talking to you. So it's very important to really listen.
Yeah, listen to your body and see it as something that is important, and like it's another way of self-love, like putting your
Absolutely.
health as a priority and taking care of it and doing the work. And I know that, you know, the way that you treat women is a very holistic approach, which might sometimes be like the hard road or just like the way that you need to do a little bit more work, but
Absolutely,
it's the
yeah.
healthiest.
It's the healthiest, it's non-invasive. You do require a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Because just the same way it takes time to develop a problem, it takes
Yeah.
time to heal. So we're in this time in society where we just want like the quick fixes, right?
Yeah.
So you go to the gynecologist and he or she tells you that you need to regulate your periods. That's a lie. Like you're not getting an actual period. So the problem still is there when you take the pill out. The thing that you need is to fix the problem from the root. So you
Yes.
need to check your intake, your food intake. So enough calories, enough
And
fat,
good nutritious
variety.
calories,
Exactly.
too.
Because you can also be overweight, like I say, and have a lot of like hormonal issues.
Yeah.
So it's not just the body weight. It's like, what are you nourishing?
Yeah.
How are you nourishing?
This
your body?
doesn't mean that you're never gonna have like your whatever treats that you like.
On
It's
the
just
contrary, it's actually like really good, because I feel like at least 80% of those patients with amenorrhea come from an eating disorder, a past, or some sort of like strict dieting. So
yeah,
it's
or restrictive diets.
Absolutely, it's so essential to just relax and enjoy food. So instead of saying like, okay, like you need to eat this and this and that, it's more of like, what do you like to eat, so that I can give you like a healthy version of that, but also feel free of like eating more than what I'm giving to you.
Yeah.
Or like just
Like you were saying, like one of your patients loves cereal, right?
yeah.
And what did you tell her to eat?
I gave her cereal, just like a healthy cereal with not so much sugar. So it was like quinoa and lots of like healthy kind of like a granola thing that she was making, and like almond milk. So it was like some like a way of nourishing the body in a fun, delicious way, and that also you honor those cravings.
You honor those cravings.
I always
That's
say
so
that in my
good.
consultations. It's like, what are you craving? Like I always ask, because there's people who are more into savory stuff and like
Yes.
salty, and I'm like, okay, what can I give you that it's a better option, but
Exactly.
it's also satisfying.
Yes.
You know, and also if you don't want a healthy version, like just eat it. Sometimes it's healthy for your mind, for your spirit, because it's like comfort food, right?
It's true, yeah. And it's
it's a
like not
balance.
about labeling something as like good or bad.
Or
It's
clean. I hate clean.
yeah,
It's like
exactly. Clean
It's like,
eating, no. It's like just, you know, these foods are like rich in nutrients. These maybe are not that rich in nutrients, and
It's like
just
these are gonna nourish my body. These are gonna nourish my spirit.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, we need like 90% of these and like then 10 for that, and it's so important. Like that healthy mind and healthy relationship with food is so healing for hormone problems.
yeah,
You know,
it's
like,
true. It's true, and that's the thing that got me super into, or just more conscious about taking care of that part of my body, because I think when I had amenorrhea, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I don't have my period. I don't have to worry about it. Not excited. I just didn't see it. Like,
right?
it was comfortable. But then as I got older, and now that I'm married, I want to have kids. I want to have babies. And obviously, like, your health just becomes more of a priority, especially that aspect. Everything has to be in harmony in order for you to conceive a healthy baby.
Exactly, and it's a way, like we said, that your body's communicating with you,
Yes.
and so it's just like, hey, like listen to me.
Yeah.
Something's not right?
Exactly.
And so you need to find which area of your life is not in harmony right now. So maybe your diet, maybe your stress, maybe your exercise patterns are like not helping you. And once you fix that, then you can like move on into the other things that we're gonna talk about, which is like more of like herbal things that you can do to support, and like meditation. But honestly, it all starts with diet. And stress. So I do recommend taking at least 3 months. Like, you're not gonna see it in 1 month or even 2. Like, at least like very consistent with your changes in your diet for at least 3 months. And then if after those 3 months you still are like, okay, I'm not seeing the results that I want, you do need to check your calorie intake, and also you can incorporate some herbal products to just support that function. So one of my favorite herbs is Vitex, which is called chasteberry, and this herb has you took it, right? This herb has a lot of research behind it. It's very good to promote ovulation. It's very good for high prolactin levels, but it's contraindicated in pregnancy, and also if there's depression, I wouldn't recommend it because it can heighten like those feelings of depression. So those are some contraindications, but in general it's a pretty safe herb, and you can take it as a capsule or tincture, and that's very good for amenorrhea. Usually for 3 months is the best time to take it. But if after 3 months you still don't see results, maybe you can like switch it and try another herb, or check again your stress, your diet, and your sleep pattern, because it's very important. Then there's also angelica, which I think I told you about that one. It's called Dong Quai. This is used in traditional Chinese medicine, and it's very good. It's considered a blood builder, so it's very nourishing for your blood to like stimulate that menstruation and healthy endometrium that you're proliferating in your cycle. So it's very, very healthy to have that bleed. Then we have some uterine tonics, so red raspberry leaf, nettles, alfalfa tea, all those like rich green herbs. It's very high in minerals, so those can help too. There's black cohosh, which is another herb, very good for regulating hormones. But I honestly think that as long as you stick with the 3 things at first, and then try one herb, that should make it the difference in 3 to 6 months.
What about seed cycling? I forgot to ask you.
Seed cycling, I always talk about seed cycling, and I actually have a video about that, but it's in Spanish, so I'll explain it. Seed cycling is a very non-invasive, holistic therapy that we use to complement everything. I wouldn't base a whole protocol in seed cycling. Like, there's no research to say, oh, this is enough for you to regulate your cycle. It's actually like very on the holistic side, and it's very interesting because there's no research that says, oh, this works, but it's incredible to see how it works, because it does work. On my video about seed cycling, you have no idea how many testimonies I have of girls.
Wow.
Like, I just tried it for 2 months and I got my period. And so it's pretty interesting.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So seed cycling is pretty easy to do. You basically use 4 different seeds. On your follicular phase, you use 2 seeds. And you're going to use 1 tablespoon of each, which has to be raw.
Okay.
And it has to be in powder form.
Yeah, like blended or
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
Grinded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then on the second phase, which is the luteal phase, then you change to the other seeds, and you have to do this for at least 3 months. So the thing is, like, what do I do if I don't have a cycle? When's my day 1 and when's my day 14? So that's when you use the moon. The moon you can use it as your guide. So when there's new moon, that means that's your day 1. So that will be like you menstruating. And when you have the full moon is when you're ovulating. So that's when you change to the other seeds. You just get your 4 different seeds, and then you just put 1 tablespoon of each on the 14 days that you
What
have.
are the seeds?
Flax, sesame seeds, pumpkin seeds, and sunflower seeds.
Okay.
So pretty easy, pretty
super
affordable, like really easy to find.
That's
and you can use
interesting.
it on your smoothies, salad, as a snack. It doesn't really matter, and it's like a nice way to complement everything that we're mentioning.
Oh, one more thing I wanted to ask. What are the consequences that a woman can have from having amenorrhea?
Well, a few actually, and it's so important to get your period, like regardless of wanting to have kids or not. It doesn't have to do with that. It has to do like with the health effects that your estrogen and progesterone have in your body. So having a lack of estrogen makes you more susceptible to developing osteopenia and osteoporosis at a very early age, and also having menopause, like premature menopause. That's so common, and also like mood changes and like even the way you process carbohydrates and even insulin resistance. There's a really good research on how estrogen can help with insulin resistance. So it's pretty interesting how these hormones have an effect in
That's
like
crazy.
other functions of your
That's
body.
like vital functions of the body.
So it doesn't have to do with the fact that you want a kid or not. It really has to do with you
health
functioning on the best.
So a little recap.
Okay.
Number 1, amenorrhea is when you miss your period 3 months after you miss your period. That's considered
for at least 3 months.
3 months. That's called amenorrhea, or that's considered it. You can have it because of your diet, low body fat percentage, low body weight, exercise. And the way to get to the root of the problem is essentially having harmony with those.
Exactly.
Just like
fixing those.
fixing those, making sure that you're eating enough calories, balanced, nutritious, enough fat, nutritious calories. Also taking care of your stress by meditating or doing whatever you need to do to
Sleeping enough.
Sleep
is so important.
Sleep is really
important. You need
important.
a sleep routine.
And then exercise, just being gentle with yourself, listening to your body. I feel like so many times I've just gone and like I need to do like a HIIT workout, or like I have to do like a lot of cardio, or I have to weight train, and sometimes my body's like, dude, just chill. I don't feel like exercising, or maybe doing something light, or like a yoga class or something. And so just listening to your body, I think, is super important. Yeah, I think this was really good. And if you guys have any more questions for Priscilla, you can leave them in the comments below. Or also, if you have experienced amenorrhea or have recovered your period, it would be so helpful if you share your experience so that other people can go in and learn, and we can all use the comment section to help each other and support each other through this process.
I hope you really find this information useful. It's more common than you think. So I hope you do find help on this video.
Yeah, and Priscilla actually has an ebook. It's in Spanish. So if any of you speak Spanish or can understand Spanish, you can download it. I'll leave you the link below. And I think that's it. Anything else? Yeah?
No, I just just let us know what you think, for sure.
If you like these types of videos where we just sit down and talk about something, give it a thumbs up. This lets me know that you like these types of videos and I can make more of them. I love you so much. I send you a big hug, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.